Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is June 8th, 2021, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Bitcoin trading lower past that 35,000 support level. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. So as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pairs are pretty much unchanged while we're watching the South African Rand trading lower versus the USD as it hit a very important level. Looking at the indices, the NASDAQ trading a bit higher while the Dow Jones tapering off. And as we look at commodities as well, both the gold and oil tapering off on lighter volume. Now looking at the stocks, Facebook hitting new record all-time highs, okay? Incidentally, in this market as we're trading in the summer as well. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, that sell-off is significant. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to start with the Euro USD, but really nothing happening here. I mean, this is really very tight range, about 20 pips. So I'm going to just jump straight into the USD Rand because the Aussie dollar and the GBP also trading a lighter volume. But as we're looking here at the South African Rand, we hit this important level at 1330, and then you saw it bounce above it, the dollar getting stronger. And if we look at a weekly chart, that's where it's really important, because this is where it gets very interesting, because this was congested area where possible support level was going to be, and sure enough, that's what happened. So from here, I just expect it to trade sideways. Not sure how much more this is actually going to continue trading upwards, but just remember 1382 is a subsequent resistance level right here. Okay, so that's very important. I don't think it's going to break even further than that, so just be aware of that. Now looking at gold and oil, pretty much unchanged. Okay, 1897. Not really much happening here, and oil just a little bit further down as it sold off 68.74, but holding on that moving average. If it does break it further, then we could see a correctional move, but I don't think that's going to happen. Now jumping into the NASDAQ trading a bit higher as Facebook actually broke out to new record highs. And as we look at the Dow Jones, sold off a little bit yesterday, trading at 34,570-ish level. So pretty much unchanged. I mean, we're in a really tight range here. Now looking at the individual stocks, this is where it gets very interesting, because when we look at Facebook, this is the one pumped above that 1330 to new record highs at 1335. Traders are pushing it higher. New record highs for Facebook. That's very important as the market is making some sort of rotation in the markets. We look at JP Morgan, also unchanged yesterday, and Alcoa really unchanged. You could see the lighter volume. Apple extended its gains, and then maybe that's why the NASDAQ pushed higher. But again, we're in very light volume kind of atmosphere. Now lastly, looking at Bitcoin, this is where it gets interesting. That 33,000, 35,000 support, we broke it yesterday, couldn't sustain it, and then the market just tanked out of bed, falling out of bed here. Now remember, we do have support level right around here. Okay, about that 30,000-ish level where we sold off previously to that 29,000. If it does break that level, then we could surely see it back in the 20,000, okay, which would be a tremendous correction for Bitcoin, okay? Now, again, we watched this last week. We spoke about this in Facebook Live. You know, it's going through a transitional phase. You know, major people are tweeting about it. You know, is it a fad? Is it something that's going to come back? You know, you've got to be a day trader in this type of environment, because long term, it's still hard to say how the cryptocurrencies are going to actually be absorbed into the market and at what rate they're going to be absorbed. So this is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.